Good evening, my dear friends and students. Today I am going to explain you about cations and anions in chemistry. We should always keep in mind chemistry has generally three parts: inorganic compounds, organic compounds, and physical chemistry. So first of all, here these ions are used in the inorganic compounds. So cations and anions mostly in the inorganic compounds they are used. Cations are always metals and anions are generally non-metals. So the first part of a compound is cations, second part is anion. Cations are always positively charged particles, whereas anions are negatively charged particles. Cations are the cations are formed when metals are losing the electrons, so plus charge is formed on that, whereas anions are formed when electrons are gained. So how we can say that it is positively charged or negatively charged? So before losing or gaining of an electron, we know that metals or non-metals are neutral. And this also we know that number of protons and number of electrons both are equal, so they are neutral. Number of protons which are in the nucleus and number of electrons which are on the orbits both are equal, so it is neutral. But as soon as metals are losing the electron, in that case the number of proton in the nucleus is more than the number of electrons on the orbits, so it is positively charged and it is called cations. On the contrary, non-metals are gaining the electrons, and before gaining it was neutral, because just now I told that number of protons and electrons are equal, so it is neutral, no charge is produced on that. But as soon as it is gaining an electron or two electrons, the number of electrons on the orbits become more than the number of protons in the nucleus, hence it is negatively charged and they are known as anions. Example: cations are calcium, potassium, sodium, iron, magnesium, mercury, etc. Whereas nonmetals are forming anions like oxide, chloride, sulfate, nitrate, hydroxide, etc. So, inorganic compounds are formed by the combination of cations and anions. The first part is always cations and second part is anion. Example: sodium chloride, sodium sulfate, calcium hydroxide, aluminum oxide, aluminum hydroxide, potassium chloride. Here we find in potassium chloride, potassium is cation and chloride is anion. In the same way, sodium hydroxide, sodium is cation, hydroxide is anion. Similarly, sodium sulfate, and in this sodium is cation and sulfate is anion. So we have to keep in mind these two things, and if you like it, please subscribe and press the bell button. Thank you.